Live.
Welcome to the Superpower Dead team. I'm Peter.
I'm Rick, and looks like we're talking about the last episode of this series of Moon Knight.
Do you think there's going to be another series?
They certainly set one up.
They did, but I thought maybe it was just a one and done thing.
I really enjoyed it. I thought that it's hard because I didn't take notes because I've got the memory of a brilliant person. So I'm just doing this, and I've only just watched it, doing it by memory, no notes. And
I didn't take any notes.
What were we watching?
Moon Knight. Final episode.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That was kind of like what we predicted last week, wasn't it, really?
Yes and no. So there was a couple of things I really liked about it. It was a really short episode. It was probably the shortest episode of them all. It was under 40 minutes.
I was expecting it to be longer.
Yeah, I was expecting the last episode to be kind of one of those 90-minute kind of episodes, but it was short, it was sharp, it tied up all the loose ends. I think it did it well. I really like, as an introduction to a character, I really like this series. I think it was fun, and also a bit of depth. I like the split personality aspect to it, and the fact it didn't focus so much on Moon Knight as it did the
gods and the
not even the
personality stuff.
It was Oscar Isaac carried this thing on his shoulders. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't really anybody else memorable in it, was there? There wasn't like a strong, what I'd call a strong supporting cast.
Ethan Hunt.
It's okay.
I'm still thinking. I thought he was good. I thought he was as good as the bad guy. The girl.
I think he was good earlier on, but he sort of, I don't know. He didn't actually do that much later on.
No. Layla, was it Layla, the girlfriend? So it's been bugging me all series about who she reminded me of.
Yeah.
And have you seen Arrested Development?
Yeah.
So she reminded me of Maybe.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. Kind of that dark hair, freckled nose.
Maybe the hair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, absolutely reminded me of Maybe.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was okay. Like I don't know. I think you like the series more than me. I think it was fine. I think it was good, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was great.
Yeah, I liked it more than you. I really thought it was. I really enjoyed it.
But it's not like it's not bad. I'm saying it's not great doesn't mean it's not bad. Like I like that they tried different things, and it wasn't just a monster of the week and a action set piece every week. It tried other things, but it was just I don't know. I wasn't like going, what's going to happen, or I'm really excited. I was just like, oh, okay, Moon Knight's on tonight. I better watch it.
Oh no, I was really invested in the characters. I was happy to keep going along with it and see how they move the plot. Move the plot along. No, it's gone. You keep talking because we're live.
We started the episode. It looked like Mark was dead, and he had some afterlife thing happening. I'm not sure how he came back. I couldn't work out what the logic of him, like how he actually returned.
They might have been a bit loose with that logic there about.
They just sort of held hands, and like he started off, he was in his paradise, like Mark was, and he went back to get Stephen because he didn't want to leave without him, and then they sort of held hands, and there was a light, and
the door opened. The door to get back into the real world opened, and.
But it wasn't like, to get back you have to do this or whatever. It wasn't really explained, was it?
Well, I kind of think it was. Like they had to have balance and they had to have full hearts, and that all happened
to get to paradise, like to have the good afterlife, not the bad afterlife.
I'm happy with the doors opening because Mark made a sacrifice. He sacrificed paradise to save Stephen and get back to the real world. I was I got no problems with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I just didn't think that they were. I mean, you knew he was coming back. You knew they weren't going to like kill him, but I just wasn't very clear on like the logistics of him coming back. Like, what was it that made him come back?
I'm happy with a bit of
ambiguity.
I was going to say yes. I'm happy with a bit of ambiguity, but because it worked for the story, and they got back, and there was everyone was happy.
Well, so Harrow resurrects
Emmett.
God? Emmett.
Yep.
It's a crocodile god.
Well, that's interesting though, because when the crocodile Emmett got fully formed, and it's just going, who's going to trust a fucking crocodile? Seriously, like, who's going to trust a crocodile? Out of all the sort of things, I think I'm going to probably, if I'm going to have to go with an animal, I'm going to not trust a crocodile, a snake, maybe a weasel, unless I want to weasel out or something.
I think you're stereotyping animals.
Oh, no, I'm profiling.
Well, hippopotamuses apparently kill more people in Africa than any other animal.
Yeah, but have you seen Madagascar? It's such a cute, sassy hippopotamus.
But so the hippo god, Layla becomes the avatar for her.
Yeah,
and she gets a fancy costume to fight the crocodile god. Mark comes back and with Stephen, and they swap between the two costumes to become Moon Knight. Yeah. And Harrow doesn't have a costume or change at all. I couldn't work that out. Shouldn't he have his own?
No, he's the bad guy. Yeah, the bad guy wasn't interested in giving him a costume.
Isn't that the thing? That they have this other sort of superhero type thing?
He did. He had the cane. No, the cane changed. The cane changed from being a cane to a crocodile.
I was waiting for him to have some sort of costume, but he didn't.
Well,
doesn't matter,
but Moon Knight
expected that.
Well, Moon Knight got the costume because it was a healing thing. Because when he became Moon Knight first time around, he was on death's door, and so
is that like the bandages.
Yes, it's the costume is about healing. Layla got the costume because
she said it was cool.
Tawiti. Yeah, I've got such a cool idea for a costume, but he didn't need a costume. He just got the staff that changed into.
I thought he was going to get a big bad A costume, and the gods sort of fought in the background, didn't they? So we got our superhero showdown that we thought we were going to get.
We got the CGI, but I think it was really well done, and I thought there was a great scene visually. So when Ethan Hawke was about to beat Moon Knight, so Moon Knight's on the ground, he's about to stab him, and then on the buildings in the background, you've got Emmett about to kill Khonshu, and it just visually it looked stunning. It was great, and I didn't think it relied. We got the big CGI battle, but it didn't rely on that.
I said it earlier in the series, but I didn't think the action was that exciting. Like I don't
care.
Well, it's boring. If you're going to have action scenes in it, you've got to try and make them interesting and exciting for the audience. I just thought that was lacking in this series. Just don't have any action at all if it's just going to be standard boring fights.
No.
TV fights.
No.
Budget fights are not the same as big budget movie fights.
See, I disagree because when I go to the movies and watch one of these, let's go superhero movie, because I've seen a shit movie a couple of days ago. We may talk about that one. But it comes to the action scenes, I'm absolutely more invested in the characters and that stuff. And then you get the big CGI fight scene, and I kind of fall asleep. It's
Oh,
like,
you do, but that's
wake me up. That's
saying.
like,
They're not, but they're not trying anything different with the fights and things.
but they did. They did try
I
something
don't think
different.
they did. I just thought it was a boring fight.
No, there
Same
was always.
superhero things, poses, all their little powers and things.
I do like a pose. You got to get the pose in, but you
I
get.
just didn't
But
think it was a very exciting fight in any episode of this.
okay, so I disagree because they didn't go on for too long. They were short, sharp, to the point, and they were. And even the big CGI fight that, because I didn't write this down in my notes because I don't take notes because it's all just up here. But the big CGI fight we expected to happen, it was kind of there, but it was not. It was the background thing, and it didn't last a long time.
Yeah,
I'm
but
really
that
happy.
was happening while another CGI fight was happening.
But that one had stakes. You were trying. It was the. Yes, it was the.
The conclusion was pretty ordinary too. Really, like they just he had a flashback or had a blackout, which was interesting. Yep. That he had a blackout and it wasn't Mark and it wasn't Stephen.
Yes,
but that was interesting.
That got solved a bit later.
And then they just dragged Ethan Hawke to the pyramid or whatever they're in and do their chant, and that was it. It wasn't overly exciting. I think I expected a little bit more.
No, I'm actually happy that it was that black. Like I did when they dragged him back, and I saw his finger twitching, and he's like, "Oh God, he's going to come back now, and there's going to be another fight." Yeah. And there wasn't. It was nice, clean cut, simple. I'm sick of. You're sick of hearing me talk. I'm really tired of that whole thing now of the. Oh, we've killed the bad guy. Let's do this, and then the bad guy comes back to life, and then there's another fight, and then there's something happens, and there's another fight. I thought it was nice. I
agree with that bit, but I still don't think it was very exciting.
No, it's good. Did you?
It seemed a bit too easy. Did
you? Well, no.
So then he goes back to the hospital, but I guess that's just in his head.
That's the one thing I don't understand, the whole hospital thing. So because the hospital. That thing about being in the psychiatric ward, for Mark and Stephen, and then
was that just to try and trick him to think that that's where he was when he wasn't there or something.
Well, that's the part I don't understand. I'm hoping that might get explored more, but so then Harrow dies apparently, and then Harrow's trapped.
Yeah, he's trapped,
and then he's in the. Psych ward, but
it's a different hospital. It's not.
Yeah, it's a different.
The pristine white hospital that Mark's.
So sorry, and you're right because there was the point where Stephen and Mark went back to the hospital when they won, and that confused me a bit. It's like they've gone in there. So I don't know what this psych ward is because. They won the battle.
Is that the place he goes to when he's not sure what's going on or something?
Yeah, maybe. No, because it doesn't make sense. Because so Khonshu freed them, and then they've ended up back in the psych ward. But then
he didn't really free him, though, did he?
Yes. Well, we'll get to that in a sec. But so Khonshu freed them. They've gone back to the psych ward, and Harrow's still there as the psychologist. And you're going, hang on, if this is. I thought the psych ward was maybe a device thing for maybe the last couple of episodes. So for them to go back there was really confusing. And then they've both
I thought it was like his dying sort of hallucination or whatever.
Okay. But
he wasn't dying this time.
He wasn't dying this time. He was being freed. And then they've just gone, okay, we've made peace with each other. So we're walking out of here. And then they're out. And then Then they have that little
up in his bed,
and chained to the bed again as he was. So that's kind of a little bit confusing. But then
the credits start rolling. I was like, okay. And then we have a little end scene.
a little bit of post-credit scene. The first one, I reckon, the only one of the series. Where because I fast forwarded through. I think that's the only one of the series, and we get Harrow in the psych ward, and then someone's helping him escape from it. And this is like I'm going. Now my head's just starting to go. Well, hang on, why is Harrow in there, and why is someone helping him escape?
Pyramid, or whatever it was, that God world or whatever, the God temple.
Yeah. Well, yes,
but yeah,
exactly.
so he gets into a car, and it's Koshu in a suit. I don't know why.
Khonshu.
And then
be respectful of the gods, please.
Sorry.
Then that was lightning coming down on you. But
the driver's window goes down, and it's Oscar Isaac.
It's another personality. So
it's probably the one that defeated Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. The one that they blanked down into some what was his name? Jake something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he spoke
Cockney.
Right. Did he? I thought he was French or something.
You're right. Yeah. Oui, monsieur.
And then shot him.
Yeah.
And that was that.
It opens up for series 2. And depends how I'm sorry, I'm thinking about how opposed how different we are for this one and for something we may review later. Yeah. But because I really liked it. I liked the series. It didn't rely on the superhero. It was about the what do you call the alter ego, I guess. It was more about that.
Split personality.
No, but it was more. It was like because this was an introduction to a character that no one really knows. So if it had just been a bit of that and then Moon Knight fighting all the time, I would have been really bored. So they explored why Moon Knight. They explored the why behind Moon Knight, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Would I like a Spider-Man movie that was based more on Peter Parker and they hardly had any Spider-Man in it? I don't know. Maybe if it was a good story.
Yeah. I didn't dislike it. I just wasn't crazy about it, I suppose.
Okay. I wouldn't say I was crazy about it, but I really enjoyed it. Like I wasn't. Yeah. I didn't like. Wow. Can't wait till next Wednesday to see what happens. But I wasn't
like that at all. No.
No, but I was looking forward to. Like I would sit there and I could go, wow.
I like the different things that they tried. Like I like that episode where they were in the psych ward and that sort of thing, because that sort of was a bit surprising, but the rest of it was a bit not surprising.
Okay, I thought it moved well and quickly, and again, like really surprised at how the last episode was probably the shortest episode. Let's wrap it up. Oh, we only had enough for 5 episodes, but we'll just stress things out a bit.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Why do they have to have why don't they just do like a 3-episode thing or a 4-episode thing?
Oh no, would you watch it?
Do it now. They can. You don't have to be stuck to the studio of 22 episodes or whatever. If they've only got 3 hours worth of material, just make a 3-hour series. That would be
think it might be a money thing, like how you're paying the actors.
Could be.
Anyway, so that's
Moon Knight.
That's Moon Knight, and Moon Knight week by week. Expect finished, done, and I enjoyed it.
Next week.
Maybe the next one we do is Obi-Wan.
I think it might be Kenobi. Yeah,
it might be that one.
Yeah,
you'll be expelled from the Jedi Order. You were like a brother to me. Oh, God, I can't wait.
How come it's called Obi-Wan Kenobi when in Star Wars he says Obi-Wan Kenobi? That's a name I've not heard since before you were born.
Can we just already stop? Oh, hi, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
I have gone through so many inconsistencies in my head with Star Wars, and that might just be a podcast we do about inconsistency in Star Wars, because there was one I was thinking about this morning because it was May the 4th. Thanks to everyone. May the 4th be with you. And
I should have done that. Wrong series.
Wrong franchise. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. It was enjoyable. I liked it. Okay.
It was good, not great.
I liked it more than you.
You did, but that's okay.
And that makes
I didn't hate it, but it was okay.
All right. Yeah. So thanks, Mum. Thanks, Dad, for watching from up there.
Well, thanks for watching, and if you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll be back with some movie reviews soon. We've been
eventually
poor with our editing.
Oh, we've been busy. We've had problems.
We have been busy. You've had some technical issues, and yeah, so we'll be back probably at least
in the next week or so.
Next week or so, we'll put some more reviews out, and we'll be back to do Wednesday live recaps of Kenobi. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you later. Have you taken leave of your senses?